Spencer Lazara here, Extreme Couture, along with Sugar Ray Sefo, the legend himself. What's up, Coach?
How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. Brad's fighting this weekend.
Yep.
Big one for him. Fresh off a nice victory for him. He's actually a pretty heavy favorite in this fight, which, you know, Leidy's is a decent name. I was a little surprised that he was almost a 2-to-1 favorite, but obviously I expect him to get the win.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously, Tavares is a tough guy. He's been in the game for a while. For us, you know, listen, Brad is an unbelievable talent, and when he's on, he's on. And right now, like he says, he feels stronger this camp than he was last camp, and that's always a plus when you can go into another camp feeling stronger physically and mentally. So, no, we're ready for the fight. We're expecting a tough fight, but we're also expected to walk away with a win. Definitely.
And then, of course, main event, we have Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson. Slight favorite for Tony Ferguson. So break that one down. I mean, it's a very interesting fight and very much toss-up, seems like.
Yeah, listen, obviously, you know, Kevin Lee is our guy. We're going to support him, obviously. But Tony is definitely probably the toughest opponent that Kevin has fought. I think the only difference in this fight is that Tony has fought in that higher level of competition more. But listen, Kevin Lee is he's a gamer. You know, he's gonna scrap, he's gonna wrestle, he's gonna do everything to win that fight. Kevin is hungry, Kevin wants it, and you know, just seeing him in this last week, he looks like a star, you know what I mean? And I think if he keeps that kind of frame of mind, that he's gonna go in there and be the star, and don't let anything bother the way he thinks. Don't overthink anything. Just go out there and be skillful in the fight. Then I think he has a really good chance of winning. That being said, you know, for me, that's a 50-50 fight because Tony is a tough customer. He's fought some top level guys. So again, it's a 50-50 fight for me.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, Tony Ferguson -220 at MYBOOKIE.AG. I mean, betting line would say maybe values on Kevin. Would you say?
Well, I mean, listen, like I said, Kevin looked like a star out there, you know, this past week with the way he was dressed. I mean, he always dressed well, but he looked different in this week. You know what I mean? I can't remember who was doing the interview with him, and the guy was saying, "You look like a superstar." And I think if Kevin goes out there with that kind of mindset that keeps him up here, and just keep him grounded and focused on the game, you know, on the job at hand, I think he's going to do great.
It's rare to see two guys that confident face each other. I mean, these guys are like, they just ooze pure confidence, both these guys. I'm excited to see it. I feel like Kevin, you know, should get on him a little bit early. And Tony, obviously, you know, doing a camp in Big Bear, and his motor is insane. Right. So the longer the fight goes, I would say, starts to maybe favor Tony a little.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think the longer the fight goes, it does favor Tony just because he's fought in those 5-round fights. He's gone 5 rounds before. He's fought at that level for, you know, a little while now. And so, but at the same time, Kevin said it, you know, better. He's never had to fight those kind of wars because he's always come out and put it on the guys. Yeah. And, you know, look at what happened in his last fight. You know, he was able to walk away with the win in the first round, and yet that was a scheduled 5-round fight. Now, Kevin, like I said, Kevin's a gamer. He's going to go out there and put it on Tony, but Tony's going to do the same. So, I mean, 100% I'm looking forward to that fight.
Me too, man. That's going to be great. And then heavyweights, I really want to get your breakdown on that. Fabricio Werdum and Derek Lewis coming back from the shortest retirement, other than Anthony Hamilton, who's now fighting again after his retirement. But he's back. Derek Lewis and Fabricio, I mean, obviously we give Fabricio a huge edge on the ground, and I would say on the striking as well. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100%. The one thing about Fabricio Werdum is not going to break. We saw in Lewis' last fight, he broke, and you know, with Mark Hunt, and quit. So once you have that kind of quit mentality in your head, when the tough gets going, he's going to quit. So Fabricio, I know for a fact he's going to fight until he drops. You know what I mean? He's proven that before. He's proven that he's been the champion. He's proven that he can come back. So
He's also a very cerebral fighter, and like if he gets in a bad position, he has this fallback. Go to my back, and then what's going to happen? I'm safe down there, and I think that really serves Fabricio well.
Yeah, absolutely. And so 100%, I think Fabricio will walk away with the win.
He's minus 255 at MYBOOKIE.AG. The comeback is plus 205 on Derek Lewis. I would say that's a very bettable fight, maybe a parlayable fight.
I'm not a gambling man, so I have no idea what kind of language you're speaking right now.
Well, minus 255 means you put 255, you win 100 if you bet on Fabricio.
Okay, got it.
So you got to lay 2.5 times your money. He's a 2.5 time favorite, whereas you get 2 to 1 back if you were to bet on Lewis and he wins.
Got it.
Which is kind of, you know, a little bit less, but that's kind of where Tony's at, is a minus 220 versus plus 180. And then, you know, Brad was like a minus 180 on this fight, minus 185. So he's almost a 2 to 1 favorite.
Right.
Which, you know, coming off a fight that he was basically even versus Theodoro, I mean, kind of surprising to me. I mean, people must have really liked his performance and really believe in him this fight, because I would say Ladies is probably a tougher opponent than Theodoro.
Absolutely. Listen, Theodore is a tough guy too.
Awkward.
You know, he's a tough guy. He's awkward, but Tavares is a guy that has fought, you know, some high-level fighters as well. And so, for us, the whole camp, Brad is the type of fighter that never underestimate anybody. You know what I mean? He's gonna go out there when the bell rings. He's gonna come to fight. Yep. And so that's what we plan on doing. And again, like, he's just been looking amazing. And talking to him yesterday, he feels stronger this camp than he has been, than he was last camp. So, again, you know, Brad's one of these guys that he's just got to go out there and put it together and come out on top.
Yep. Cool. My underdog picks for this one, I got a couple of underdogs I like. Cody Stamann fighting Tom Duquesne. I like that a lot. Plus 140. And then John Moraga, interesting fight against the guy that you know pretty well, Magomed Bibulatov, right? He fought in fought in World Series, right?
Correct. He was the 125 World Series world champion. Mm-hmm. He's definitely the thing about Bibulatov is that he's a workhorse. He's a skillful fighter.
Yeah.
He's talented. He comes to fight, and he's gonna fight the last round as he did the first round. So that's the kind of fighter that you're going to look.
He's fought 5 rounds in World Series of fighting multiple times,
exactly.
Right? So this is a 3-rounder. That's no problem.
So you're going to see somebody that's just going to work.
He's one of the bigger favorites on the card. He's minus 550 against a guy with a lot of experience in John Moraga. So John Moraga's 4 to 1 on the comeback for him. I got to say, there's value on Moraga there. But you know, obviously you lean to the Russian fighter, but. Man, plus 400. I gotta go with some value there.
Whatever you say about the betting side.
we're gonna school Ray for next time on a little bit of the betting lines, but this man knows fighting. So appreciate the time. Sugar Ray Sefo, Spencer Lazara signing off.